Hello everybody, welcome to this video on inner joins. Last video we learned about the concept of inner joins. This video is going to be the practical use of inner joins. Okay, we use inner joins, or this is one of the types of joins we use to write a query that consists of two or more tables. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? And as usual, this is my setup. This is the database we're going to be using. It consists of 4 tables. This in the right-hand pane is the notepad, just plain old notepad, just a pure text editor of some kind. This is where I'm going to type in all my SQL commands. And down here is the console window of MySQL. We're going to be using MySQL, but you can use any database system you wish, okay? The whole thing, everything is, all the concepts you learn work in all databases. There might be a keyword or something or a structural syntax, but I'll point that out if it's specific to MySQL. Okay, so I'm just going to jump over quickly to MySQL. I'm going to type show databases. This is MySQL specific command. These are the databases that are on my server, and that's the one I'm going to use, called grades. So I'm going to set grades database as my default database by typing use grades. Again, that's a MySQL specific. Now what happens is all the commands I type will be executed against that database. Okay, so I won't have to indicate which database I'm using. It'll just automatically go against that database. That database has these 4 tables in it with some data. Okay, so let's pretend we're asked to write a query that says, let's list all our student numbers and the student names of anyone who has done a course and got an A or A plus as that grade letter. Okay, doesn't matter which course they took, doesn't matter which semester they're in, just I want to see any student who has taken a course and got a A or A plus. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is figure out which tables you need to use to solve that question. So if I want to list the student's number and the student's name, that comes from this table, the student table. There's the student number and there's the first and last name. So I need this table in my query. Next thing, I have to filter my return set, because I said I only want to see the ones that have got a grade letter of A or A plus. The grade letter is in this table. So therefore, I need to use this table to determine what students have received a course and got a grade letter of A or A plus. So these are the 2 tables I must use in my query. Okay, I never said anything about the semester, or I didn't care about the course code or course name or anything. I just wanted to list the students who have gotten a test, or sorry, not a test, a course grade of A or better, and that's from this table. Okay, so let's go up here into Notepad up here and type in start our statement. So select is the statement we use to select our result set. So select, and if you go to the video on simple select, it explains how to use a select statement. So select, I want to see the student number. So right after the word select, you put what you want to return, which columns you want to return. I want to return the student number. I'm going to give that a column alias. I'll call it student number. Let's call it student number like that. Okay, that's a column alias. I would like to also see the student's first name and last name, but I want to show that neatly in one column, so I'm going to use the concatenate function. Again, this is explained in other videos. This just joins columns together, or words or letters or anything you want. So student F name I would like, then I would like a space in between, and then I would like the student last name to be displayed. So in one column I'm going to display the first name with a space and then the last name. I'll give that an alias and call it student. Let's also show their grade. I'm going to expand this so we can see it on one line. Let's see their grade also, just to prove everything's working. Final grade, letter, and we'll call that grade. We'll just call it grade. Okay? Now, the next part is the from clause. Where are we getting our data from? We're getting it from the table called student. Now, here's something new. Up here, I gave columns aliases, which were column aliases. That's from previous videos. You should understand that. But now, I can also give tables aliases. So from student, and I'm giving the table student an alias of T1. So that all that means is from now on, I can refer to the table called student by just typing in T1. I don't have to type the word student anymore. I'm doing an inner join, and I'll explain why in a minute. Inner join that with the grade table. I'll call that T2. You can leave out the table aliases. I want them in there just because it shortens my typing. Now, with the SQL 92 formatting, when I use the format like this, inner join grade 2, I do the on condition. What am I joining these two tables on? Usually it's always the primary key to foreign key. There's nothing that says it has to be, but usually it doesn't make much sense to do it any other way. So you want to join it on this column from this table, and this column from this table. So if you typed in student ID equal to student ID like this, and tried to run this later, you would get an ambiguous or ambiguity error. What that means is you have two tables, student and grade, and you're joining on a column called student ID and another table called student ID. So it expects one of these columns in one table and the other column in the other table. The problem is this column, student ID, is the same name as this table, column, student ID. They have the same column names, and they're in my join statement part. So therefore, it doesn't know which column you're talking about. So what you have to do is indicate which table these columns are coming from. So we do that by using a full dot notation. You put the table name, then a dot, then the column name. I could put the word student dot student ID, but I did a table alias, so now I use T1. And likewise here, T2 dot student ID. Don't forget that when you have column names the same in the two tables, okay? Or else you get an ambiguity error like this. It'll say ambiguity, a word looking like that, and it'll say some kind of error. It's basically saying I don't know which one you're talking about. I got the same column in both tables, and I don't know which one you're talking about. Okay, student ID, great. Let's finish that statement just like that and show you something. So when you're starting out doing joins in this, and you're trying to do this, I suggest you don't put any where clause in yet, like the filter. The reason being is you want to see that you're doing the right join to begin with, okay? If you can't visualize it. So as you start the process, do it without a where clause, because if you put the where clause in, you start to get weird results if you don't do things correctly, and then you don't know where you're making your mistake. So first, let's see if we're getting stuff back. Why did I use an inner join? I used it other than the fact that I've only shown you inner joins in the last video, but why did I use an inner join? The reason being is this layout of this database. Try to visualize what it's doing. I've got my students' names, I've got all my courses, and I have all my semesters. Then I have this table in the middle called grade. That's tying all this stuff together. And what that means is I could have 10,000 students listed here, but I could have, let's say, only 8,000 of those students have taken any courses. Maybe 2,000 have just signed up for the year and they haven't taken any courses yet. I just have them in here. This table indicates the courses students have taken. So if a student has taken a course, they will appear in here. If they have not taken a course, they won't be in this table. They'll only be in this table, just their name and phone number or whatever I've got here. Doesn't matter, gender, date of birth, etc. They haven't taken any courses yet. So what I want to do is I want to match the data between the two tables. So I'm looking for student IDs that match in both tables. I don't care about any student over here that doesn't exist here. So therefore, I use an inner join. And I use an equal conditioner here because I want to look for student IDs that are matching. Okay? So an inner join, remember the definition of an inner join, returns all records that match the on condition between the two tables. Or let me rephrase that again. Returns all records from both tables that match the on condition. Okay? So I'm only going to return students that have actually taken courses. So if I ran this, and I'm going to use the source command. The source command is MySQL specific to execute an external script file, try.sql, and I run that, and you'll see I have all the records that are in this table, basically 700 rows. You've got a mix of A's and B's and F's and whatever their marks. Here's their student numbers and here's their names. You can see this person has taken 2 courses. I don't know what they are because I haven't shown them, but I know they've taken 2 courses. This person has taken 3 courses, etc. But I've got a return set. Now what I want to do is filter this now to just the A's or A pluses. So we use the where clause. Where, and we use the final grade column. Final grade letter, and I'm using like, and I'll explain that again, like A%. And again, previous videos have explained this thoroughly. I'm using a wildcard, A%. The percent is the wildcard because I'm using the word like. So that means use the percent as a wildcard, not as the literal percent. So look for any grade letter, look in this column for any value that has an A as the first letter, and I don't care how many letter or characters come after it. So it could be A or it could be A pluses. That's because that's all I have in there, right? So that's where I'm using the wildcard. If I change this to an equal, then as we know from previous videos, this would be treated as a literal. I don't want to look for A%. I want to use the percent as a wildcard. So I use the word like. Okay. So now that filters this return set to only show me the ones with an A or A+. So let's run that. Let's see. There. 219 rows. So there's 219 courses in here with a final grade letter of A or A+. Now, like this person has done 2 courses and got an A+ and an A. It could be in the same course. It could be in a different course. I don't know. Okay? So that's my inner join. Okay? Inner join, then the on condition. Now, what if we want to change this query and say, let's add 2 more columns to it here. Let's just do this. Let's show, let me here, course code and course name. I want to show the course code and course name. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go first line here, comma. Let's expand this a bit. I don't need to see the semester column at this time. I'm going on a different line, but that's okay. Now I go course code. Course code. Let's just call that code. And I'll do course name. And we'll call that course. So I would like to add these 2 columns into the mix now. So I want to see the student number, the student names, the mark they got, and then which course they got the marks in. Now, since I've added this in, I would like to see that. I have to add this table into my query. So I have these two tables already working linked in. Now let's add the third table in. All you do is this. Go right here before the where clause, because that's where all our from statements go. So this is where you get all your data from. Add the new table, but we're inner joining it to the other set of tables here. So we type in inner join again, and we'll put the table. And we'll call that T3. On condition, on T3 dot, and here this table is connected to this table, like this. Is connected through this primary key, course ID, to this foreign key, course ID. So again, just like previous, we type in the primary key and the two columns that are linking the tables together. And T2, grade was given a table alias of T2. So T2 dot course ID. This is known as the full dot notation. Table name, dot, and then the column name. So there, now we've done that, we're done. So that's as simple as how to join another table into it. So now I've joined three tables: student, inner join with grade, then inner join with course. Student, grade, course. You can't go student, course, grade, because there's no link between these two tables. The link is between this table, to this table, to this table. Okay? So I could have started with course to grade to student. It wouldn't matter because it's an inner join. So I save that. Let's run that now. There you go. Now you can see I've added the marks. As you can see, let's find someone who, okay, this person has taken two different courses. I don't know if someone's taken the same course. Maybe they failed it or something, but I don't know. Maybe there's something there. But now I have that. Okay, so I've joined three tables. Now let's do something a little more exciting. Let's add a fourth table in. Now what if the question said, show me all the students, their marks, but only the ones who took a course in the summer of 2018. So the semester season contains, if you've seen previous videos, let me look at that table. I'll show you that table. So I'll type select star from semester, and you can see in it, it's got semester, summer, fall, and that's it right now, summer and fall. And then a bunch of years, 2018, 2017, 16, 15, 14, etc. From 2009 to 2018. We've got some data. Okay, so I just want to see the students who got an A or A plus in summer of 2018. So now the summer, the season comes from this table, column, which is in this table, and the year comes from this column in this table. So now I have to add this table in. So just go up where your from clause is and add the new table. Inner join semester. And what are you joining? What column are you joining that table on? Well, so let's give it a column, our table alias, T4. I'm joining it on this column to this column. So T4 dot semester ID equal to T2 dot semester ID. Remember, T2 is this table right here. Okay, so now I've done that. Let's show up here. Let's go up here. Let's take out the course code. I don't want the course code. Let's add in, though, the semester year. Let's do semester season first. Semester season, we'll call that season. And then we'll add in the year, so semester year. And we'll just call that year. Okay, let's save that. Got my on, got my where. Great. Let's, oh. I did, well, let's run that without changing the where clause for a second, okay? Let's see what I've got showing here. There it is. So I've got all the A's and A pluses, but you notice I haven't filtered out the just to show the summer and only the year 2018. So that goes in the where clause. You can do it other places, but let's use the where clause. You could do it right here in the on condition, right here on this line. But I'm going to do it in the where clause. So where what? Where semester season is equal to summer, I said. And also the other condition that has to be true, whoops, like something, and semester season equals summer, and semester year is equal to, what did I say, 2017 or 2018? What did I say? 2018, I think I said. So 2018. So where the final grade letter, like A, %, which is A's and A pluses, and the semester season has to equal summer, and the semester year also has to be 2018. So all these three conditions have to be met. And let's see what happens. Let's run that. And there, we have 9 people. They could, actually some of them could repeat, but we have 9 rows in this table that meet this condition. So these people got A's or A pluses. Here's the courses they got it in, and the season and the year. And they matched the summer and 2018. Dropped out all those others. Okay? So if you've got the concepts up to now, you're doing great. But let's make this even more interesting now and show you an interesting concept here. We're going to just change it a bit. Now, instead of saying, I just want to see the semester year of 2018 and the semester season of summer, I would like to change that to say, I want this semester season to stay as summer. I also want the 2018 results, and I also want the 2017 results. So 2018 and the 2017 results. Okay, so really, so you might say something like this. I want the final grade like A %, and the semester season equal to summer, and the semester year equal to 2018, or semester year. Well, let's try it with and first. Let's semester year equal to 2017. Let's say you thought, I'll put an and in there. Where final grade letter like an A %, and the semester season equals summer, and the semester year equals 2018, and the semester year equals 2017. Before I run this, you can think, how many results do you think will come back? Okay, you can think about that for a second, and before I run it, and the answer should be nothing. There, an empty set. Why? Because of this condition that you put in. It's impossible for this condition. An and condition says all the conditions, sorry, logical and says all the conditions have to be true. Yes, I have grade letters of A %, and I have semester season equals summer, and the semester year has to equal 2018, and the semester year has to equal 2017. That's impossible to have the semester year equaling both numbers at the same time. That's what you're telling it. There's only one number in the column. 2018, 2017, 2016. In one column, we only have one number. So you might say, well, or instead. So it could equal 2018 or it could equal 2017. That's really what I want. But let's see what happens here now if I change that. Let's run that. Okay. I've got 2017 here and 2018. You see that? That's great. But look what happened. I got fall, summer. That's not right. And I've got all these extra marks, B's and B's, A's, D's, F's. So it really messed up. What happened? Oh my goodness. Logically, what you're thinking is correct. The problem is, in SQL, there's something called precedence. And ands take precedence over ors. Okay? That's like in grade school when you did simple arithmetic. You did multiplication and addition, division and subtraction. Depending how you were taught, you might have been taught something like BEDMAS or something, BEDMAS, and it stands for brackets, exponentials or exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. You do the thing in that order. Let me show you an example. Say you had a question like this, 4 plus 5 times 7. What's the answer? So some people might go, oh, it's 4 plus 5, that's 9, times 7, it's 63. Well, unfortunately, that would be wrong based on grade school math. We were told you do multiplication before addition. So what you do is 5 times 7, which is 35, then you add 4, which is 39. Okay? That's the BEDMAS, you know, the BEDMAS, like that. Brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. That's the order we do it in. So what we want to do is change this around in reality. Okay? Now, if we go back to this example, if I said this, then it probably would trigger that, oh, I do 5 times 7 first, 35, then I add 4, and I get 39. Because you might remember, always do what's in the brackets first, then do the other stuff. So same here. I could rearrange this to make it work, but that's complicated. Like you forget about it. Like it's hard to read and try to figure out. So I always suggest you use bracketing anytime you create an equation like, or an equation like this. Okay, just to make sure you get it right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually use bracketing. So the final grade letter has to equal a %, great. And the semester season has to equal summer, and the semester season year equals 2018, or the semester year equals 2017. I want to put that in brackets because I want this done first. So I'll filter out all the result sets that are equal 2018 or 2017, and then I'll look for the summer, and I'll look for the a %. Okay, that's what it will do. Without the brackets, what it actually did, because of the order, it did this first. It filtered up to here, did all that, perfect, but then it ORed 2017. So anything that was 2017 came in. So we got a whole bunch of stuff. That's not what we wanted. We wanted either one of these, and then AND it with this stuff. Okay, that should give us the result we're looking for. This says all people who got an A or A plus, and the semester season equals summer, and the semester year equals 2018, or the semester equals 2017. Okay, that's what it's doing. So let's run that. There we go. Now it should be all summers, and they should be all 2018, 2017, and these should all be A's or A pluses. So be careful of what we call precedence. What takes priority? Ands take priority over ors. So use bracketing to make sure you get it the way you want it. Okay? Don't forget that. So, okay, so we've done inner joins now. Inner joins, again, the concept is in the previous video. But how we use it in practice is in this video. And you can see we say from in the tables, the on condition. If we have another table, we just type in inner join again. The on condition, another table. Oh, just do another inner join, then the on condition. Do your filters if you need them. etc. So it depends on the question. And up here, between the select and from, is the stuff we want to see. That's all. Okay? And that's it, guys. If you like the video, please click on like, subscribe to the channel, and leave any comments. Anyways, everybody, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next